Okay guys, we completed prerequisites. So I'm turning off these three checkboxes and we completed this and this. So now let us look at how do we create a Selenium project. So to create a Selenium project, we are depending upon one of the archetype called as Maven archetype quick start. So let's see, I'm copying this. So go over here and go to file and new project. So you can create a Java project, but uh, it would be good and more advanced to use Maven project. So because I'll tell you why we need to use Maven over the Java, but let's currently go ahead with this Maven project. And look at guys, if you see the first option, check out the Maven project from SCM. It means that if you are working in any organization, so if you wanted to get the already existing code to your workspace, nothing but this area, then you need to use this. If you use this, it will ask for some URL. This is nothing but your company's source control, SVN kind of SVN or whatever GitLab. So from there, it will pull out all the code to your local workspace. So, but as we are practicing it, so let's pick Maven project, click next, and don't check anything over here. Go to next, and here you see the different archetypes. So archetypes means, like, as I said earlier, these are kind of templates which we can use. So guys, if you see, like, assume that you are creating a PPT. So when you create a new PPT, you will see that plenty of themes loaded. It means if you select any of the theme that related logos or background shapes or text or font, whatever will be applicable to your complete documents, means kind of some free set of things will be loaded. Similarly, if you select Maven archetype, you will see the default framework or folder structure in your workspace. So let's see how it works. Place over here. Oh, this is little slow. Give us some time. Okay. So you see, don't select this. I prefer to select this. Quick start. Then click next. And the very first time it will ask you the group ID. Group ID is nothing but its project name. Like you can say demo or Selenium demo, whatever. So preferably start with Selenium trainings. So artifact ID is nothing but the name of the jar file. So you can give whatever. Okay, let's keep this same remains and don't add anything now over here. Go and finish. You see, one folder is created. So this is your project name. And if you wanted to know where it is located, just right click and go to properties and go to resource. It's already open, but still if you don't find this, just make sure you are on this resource tab, and you see this is loaded it and this demo. So remember guys, during the Eclipse installation, it's asked me to create this workspace. So now from now, whatever you create will save under this folder. Okay, if you select this, it will be opened up. You see, so this is your project area. This whole stuff is your project area, and this is your workspace area. So now the project setup is completed. So but this is a plain project setup. It means kind of Java project setup. And if you look at, you will see the two folder structure over here. This is the source main Java. This is a source test Java. So source main Java means it will hold all your developmental codes usually, because this project template is related to your complete development and testing project. It means your development will go over here. whatever the code you written, and your testing code will go over here. Okay, so currently we can ignore this, which part is ours, which parting is development. But yeah, let's look at how do we create a Selenium test script. Okay, so you created this. Okay, so now let's see how to add WebDriver dependencies. So prior to that, what is dependency? Well guys, so to create any test case or anything, you need to go over here new, and you can create class. Just say first test. The type is discouraged by convention. Java type names usually start with an uppercase letter. So let's go with the best practices as much as possible. So first test. Okay, so select this main so that the main method will be automatically added to your test case. You see main is added because we selected the checkbox over here. Okay, so now this is loaded, and the thumb rule for this class, this name and file name should be same. Suppose if I change this, now Eclipse will throw some error saying that either rename the file to test1 or rename this to first test. So I feel this is the good one, so I selected it, save it. Okay, so now whatever you write under this will be executed. Okay, so suppose if I write system dot system, press control space so that it will show you some proposals. System dot out dot, so this is the one of the command, popular command to print something on your console. This is the console area. Okay guys, so save it. Okay guys, so this is one of the first simple. You cannot say test because this is only having the welcome message as of now. So but remember guys, if you have system, if I give system QA, will it work? No. Why? Because it doesn't find any word with the system QA, but it found with the system. But where we are getting? So these are automatically coming up from the jar files. So but have you added any jar files over here? No. But when you create a Java project, it automatically added certain jar files to your project, so that whatever you written over here, whatever you said system.out.println, somewhere someone developed this code, and that code is already there in form of jar files and added to your project so that you are using them. So if you don't have this, it will show error something like this. Whatever you are getting right now, it will get this error. So there is no error means there are few commands which already developed and resided are loaded under the jar files. So but these are the JRE means Java related jar files. So but as we are looking at creating a Selenium project, we need to load a Selenium jar files. Okay guys, so for that we need to depend upon a dependencies. Dependency is nothing but, usually if it is a simple Java project, you need to download the jar file and we need to add it. I'll show you that. So just go over here, download Selenium jar. Okay guys, just type over here. You see Selenium downloads. Always download it from here. This is an official Selenium site. Okay, download Selenium, and you can see the Selenium server version. So just download this. You will see a jar file. Look at this. Keep it. Any jar file, it will, Windows will detect as an suspicious file, but you can keep it. No worries. So this is an old way of adding it, but nowadays the technology is advanced, so we are not going to download any jar files. Instead, we depend upon Maven style of working. I'll tell you that once we see this. I'll explain you why we need to go to Maven and why not this jar file. So this will take little amount of time. Okay, so this is done. Show in folder. So this is over here. So now if I wanted to use any of these methods, whatever written under these, how to use it? So to use it, you need to bring this to your project folder. So to bring that, you need to go to demo, right click, select your project, go to build path, go to configure build path. Okay, go to libraries. See, the JRE library is automatically added when you create a Eclipse project, but the Maven dependencies as of now nothing. This is added. I'll tell you why this is added automatically. So now I am adding a add external jars and browse to this, select it. Okay, apply and close. Okay guys, so now you see, maybe you need to refresh it. Okay, let me check one time whether we added. Yeah, this is there. So let's see now. If I type WebDriver Control C, you got Selenium commands, right? Because as we added the jar file, so we are able to use whatever the code written under that jar file. Okay, so for an example, if I remove this, suppose let's say I said WebDriver, so one import command is loaded. Suppose if I remove this jar file, remove it, apply and close. Do you see? You got some error because it's not finding any reference to your particular class name. So whenever guys, if you find any kind of this, so first let us see if you have any class file or not. So then you can fix your issues. So but this is a old fashioned way of doing the things, because nowadays we are not downloading any jar files directly from the site and adding to the your class path, nothing but your build path. So rather than, we are depending upon a concept called as pom.xml. So if you look at this is the jar file added because we have added a dependency for this particular JUnit, so that it automatically added to your Maven dependencies. So rather than adding the jar file from over here, like downloading and adding to the class path or build path, now onwards we are only managing the dependencies. So if you give your dependency name, the Eclipse will automatically download the jar file from Maven repository and place it in your users.m2 folder. Look at this, c users mraje/.m2, and it will create a local repository and it will read all your classes from that folder. So the advantage over here, suppose if I download it from here, assume that there is a 4.5 version is came up. So it is again, you need to download it from the site and you need to go to your project and you need to remove the old version and add the new version. So assume that you have 10 more, 15 more engineers are working on it. So everyone will do the same thing. So, but if you manage pom.xml, so a simple thing, you need to add the dependency. And suppose tomorrow if JUnit 5 comes, just change this version. It automatically download the required version and place it in your .m2 folder. So this is a advantage of Maven. Okay, so now let us look at how do we add Selenium dependency to your project. So how do we know what is the group ID? How do we know what is artifact ID, version? So to know that, again, you can ask Google, say that Selenium Maven dependency. Look at this, guys. Okay, go over here, copy this. Okay, Control C, Control V. This is one of my favorite activity. Control S. You see, all the jar files are loaded, isn't it? So this is how Maven will connect to your Maven will connect to the repository, and based upon your dependencies, it automatically downloads your required jar files. So this is how you can create your Selenium project. So you are ready with basic set of Selenium project. So nothing but you have done this, and now let us look at creating a sample script. So now this is done. Okay, the project is ready. Now creating a sample script. So now to create a sample script, let us think about, see, whenever we do a manual testing, what we do generally, the first step is to open your browser and navigate to some URL. So let's automate this part. So let's take it as an example. So to launch a browser, so you need to have a WebDriver instance. So for that, I'm typing WebDriver. One second. WBD control space. Okay, you got this right. So driver equals to, this is the way of launching any browser. If you say Chrome driver, so I'm depending upon Chrome right now. Later we look at how do we install IE, how do we install, how do we initial launch IE, how do we launch Firefox. But let's see Chrome driver now. Select over here. Now driver dot get is the command. Guys, we will discuss these comments later, but right now the focus is how do we create a sample test script, how do we launch a browser and navigate to www.google.com. So it's always better to give HTTP or HTTPS, because the Selenium will listen to only HTTP protocols. So if you give www.google.com, it will not work. So make sure you should start with your URL with HTTP or HTTPS. Okay. So now we are launching a WebDriver or Chrome driver, nothing but Chrome browser, with the URL www.google.com. So now how to run it? So to run it, there are two ways. Click on any area in this, right click, and you see run as Java application, or you can run it over from here. Okay, so just right click and say run as Java application. You got one error. Let's see. Exception in thread main java.illegal set exception. The path to the driver executable must be set by the webdriver.system property. For more information, look at this. Okay, so let's copy this. Copy over here, copy up to this part. Go over here and search for it. You see the Chrome drivers. So to drive any any browser, the Selenium WebDriver depends upon different drivers. So if you wanted to launch Chrome, you need to have a Chrome driver. If you wanted to launch IE, you need to have a IE driver. If you wanted to launch Firefox, similarly you need to have a Firefox driver. No, you need to have a Gecko driver. So now let us download the required binary over here, required driver. So be cautious, you need to select the right driver. So for that we need to know which browser you are using. So now I'll check what is my browser version. Go over here, go help about Google Chrome. So my version is 85.041 blah blah blah. So let's look at 85 point, yeah, so this is the version. So click over here and you see different zip files are there. So as we are working under Windows laptop, select this. You will see the Chrome driver is downloading. Show in folder, right click and extract all, extract. So you will see the Chrome driver.exe. Okay. So I'm moving this to my project folder. It's not ideal. It's not a best practice to keep somewhere over here. Instead, I'm cutting it and I'm keeping in your project folder under SRC. SRC means source. So don't put under SRC. As a best practice, you create another folder called as either lib or resources. I prefer to have resources and put your chrome driver.exe over here. Okay. So as it is under your project, if you refresh this workspace, refresh, where are you? Yep, you see the resources. Okay. So now copy this path. It's up to this, right? Just select this, Control C, and now set path using the command called as system.setProperty. Okay, it was asking, right? WebDriver Chrome.driver system property. To set that on top of your WebDriver instance, you need first to set system dot set property. Okay, and you need to give this this path. Prior to that, I copied the path of Chrome driver. First place this. Okay, now use this system dot driver dot control C. Okay, the key is this. Okay guys, so this is done. Save it. You see some error, syntax error, insert colon to complete the block statements. So Eclipse have certain intelligence that it will detect your syntax errors and it will suggest you the right fix most of the times. So now it is done. Let's see how it works. Before that, close this. Right click, run as Java application. Look at guys, Chrome driver has started. Launch the browser. Yep, here you go. It is navigated to google.com. Okay guys, so this is done, terminated, and close this. So this is how you can create a simple project, create sample script, and execute is done, and this is done. So this is how you can create a simple Java project or Maven project as a Selenium WebDriver project and can launch your browser. So I hope you got some idea on how to install Java, Eclipse, how do we configure Selenium WebDriver and run your browser.